Welcome to the Great Man Within podcast. Every episode designed to help you discover and live the great man within you. So it's Sunday, and it seems like we've developed a bit of a trend on practicing gratitude on Sundays now. And this time we have our boy Bryan back to join us for a gratitude practice. We got 3 prompts for you so that you can jump into your gratitude practice as well, man. Hey, welcome.
Thanks, man. I have gratitude for you doing that intro live every single time.
Thank you. It took
Every
me like
time.
20 takes for me to actually get that. It was like I kept stumbling over myself, but now it's muscle memory.
It's really good cadence and enunciation. Very, very grateful for that.
Thank you, bro. Before we dive into this episode on gratitude, Bryan and I were talking about this offline. And I mention this each time that we've had a podcast on gratitude. Right about now, you may not feel particularly grateful depending upon the conditions of your life. And the last thing that we want to do is force upon you the tyranny of gratitude, that this is a should, that you must feel grateful for right now. Absolutely not. Like wherever you are right now in your emotional state of being, we want to give you we want to welcome that, validate that. And gratitude is simply a tool for you to be able to pick out of your tool belt at any time that you want, that allows you to shift your state of being, right? To reorient your focus towards something that may shift a feeling emotionally inside of you. So if you're not feeling particularly grateful today, maybe you can hang in and listen to this episode by the end. Maybe something will have shifted for you, or shut us off and then come back when you want to pick up this particular tool. Just a quick refresher, if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, or even if you have on gratitude, what I have found in my practice of gratitude is that there are 3 really powerful elements to practicing gratitude. Is number 1, make it specific. Number 2, feel the gratitude in your body, like feel an emotion as you are expressing gratitude. Otherwise, like if you're staying too high level and you're just going through the exercise and it doesn't shift anything inside of you internally, you probably haven't dug deeply enough to really strike the gold on that gratitude. And the third piece that I believe is really effective is to share that gratitude with others, especially if you're grateful for someone like Bryan. You telling me how grateful you are about me doing that intro every single time, it makes me feel good. So thank you. But you also recommended probably a 4th element of how to get into the proper state for expressing gratitude. So why don't you talk a little bit about that, man?
Yeah, Dom, I like that you call this a practice of gratitude, because that's something that I need. I don't admittedly walk around daily in a state of gratitude. Maybe one day I'll get there. I don't know. But I can't say that I'm there with coronavirus and everything else going on right now. Sometimes it can feel really hard to feel gratitude or be magically in this state. And so what I find is I need to allow myself the space, create the container for myself to feel gratitude, because it doesn't just happen naturally for me. And I do that in several ways. Sometimes I wait until Monday night to do it with men's group, and I allow myself to appreciate, to see what comes. And yesterday I was walking from Brooklyn into Manhattan over the Williamsburg Bridge, and I decided to not put my headphones in, not listen to a podcast, not listen to music, and instead just take in whatever was around me. And so that provided me the space and the time and the stillness in order to practice this thing of gratitude. Now, I can't say that I walked across the bridge thinking I'm going to practice gratitude. That's not true. I didn't do that. I did start to feel gratitude automatically, though, because I got still as I was walking. I got still in my mind. And as I merged with the present of what was around me, gratitude just started to happen.
Yeah, I think what's really important about what you're saying, Bryan, is that throughout most of our days, we're really intellectually oriented. We're in our minds, especially because a lot of our work depends on us being critical thinkers, intellectualizing things, crunching problems, these types of things. And gratitude is much more of an emotional exercise, right? We have to drop into our bodies and feel. And to make that shift, it requires some sort of shift in our mindset, shift in our environment. You needed to push away some of the outside forces like music or a podcast or something like that, for you to drop into that situation. And I know that like when we're in men's group, we oftentimes just like close our eyes, put our feet on the floor, take a deep breath, and then like leave some space for us to feel what it is we're feeling. And that's where you're able to actually get to that second element that I find to be such an important part of expressing gratitude, which is to feel it, to not just be in our head about it. So thank you for that, man. And, you know, we would like to invite each of you who are listening right now to join us in this gratitude practice. And we have 3 prompts for you that we would encourage you to do this on your own or with people that you care about today. And perhaps over the course of this week, so that like you can build your muscle around seeing gratitude more often on a daily basis. So the first question that we have here is, how can you express gratitude towards yourself for how you showed up this week? How can you express gratitude towards yourself for how you showed up this week? Bryan's going to answer this question, and what you can't see right now is he's actually dropped into the practice. So he's got his eyes closed, he's taking a deep breath, his feet are on the floor. And Bryan, buddy, how are you going to express gratitude towards yourself for how you showed up this week?
As you prompt that question, I'm starting to feel energy right where my heart's at in my chest, and moving up towards my shoulders. Almost got a tingling. And I think it's because this week I've really shown up to start my day in a powerful way. And sometimes I don't do that consistently throughout the week. And I've done that I've been consistent on that. And that's breath work in the morning, it's meditation, it's journaling, and then starting my day. And I showed up for myself that way. I've taken some time yesterday. I took a long walk across the bridge. That felt awesome and allowed me to really drop into what was around me. And I appreciate providing that space for me. And I know it's important to me. Yeah.
What are you feeling as you acknowledge these things about how you showed up for yourself this week?
I feel a smile come across my face. And as I say the words, it all feels very true. Like not just the story that I'm playing in the back of my head, but yeah, like this stuff, some of the stuff that we talk about on this podcast is real. And I can tell a difference when I am in practice and I do these sort of things, and when I don't. And I really appreciate sometimes even forcing myself to sit down and do it.
Nice. Man, it's great to hear that this stuff that we talk about is real. Sometimes I wonder if this is just complete bullshit.
Sometimes I wonder.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah. How's that feel for you as you think about or feel into maybe carrying that even forward to this next week because of how powerful this past week was for you?
Oh, it becomes, it feels like, Dom, you and I did a podcast. I think it was last Saturday, maybe. It was our first one on, like, with coronavirus and what to do. And one of the first steps that we talked about was to embrace like this new normal, or embrace what this is. And after that podcast, I was like, cool, I did that. Now on to the next thing. And what I'm recognizing, and it really hit me yesterday on that walk, was that has to happen every day for me. And sometimes more than once a day, where I was like, oh, okay, like this is different. This is new. This is different. This is new. And when I did that, I felt a creative surge. I felt gratitude start to happen, because I thought I had kind of figured that part of life out. Like, okay, I embraced it. I understand it's new. Man, when I do that every day, that feels like a breath of fresh air. And so going forward, I am going to continue to provide this space for me, because I can feel the difference when I don't.
Sweet. Yeah. Building a sturdy foundation, man. Well done. Cool.
Yeah.
Prompt number 2. And again, please practice this as you're following along at home. Visit a dark time from your past and recognize where you have come out stronger. Visit a dark time in your past and give gratitude and appreciation for where you have come out stronger. So I'm going to do this one. This came up big for me yesterday. The first place that I went was the dark time that we're experiencing. We could label this I could label this experience right now as a dark time in many capacities. And I went back to 2001, where 9/11 happened. And then I went back to 2009 and 2010, where the Great Recession happened. And I remember, like, as we were going through both of those periods, it was like, this has never happened before. We've never experienced a terrorist attack like this is ever, in our history, and nothing is ever going to be the same again. And then in 2009, 2010, this recession is unlike anything that we've ever seen before. We're never going to recover. Nothing's ever going to be the same again. And yet both times we came out stronger as a people, as a country, as a world. I came out stronger, deeper, more compassionate as a human being. And I listened to some of the fatalistic viewpoints of where we are right now. And I'm like, of course this is different. Of course we've never experienced like something like this before. Man, we fucking underestimate the resiliency of who we are as human beings. And I would never bet against us when it comes to recovering from this. And when I say that, I feel this, like, I feel a force across my chest, and I feel a straightening in my spine, and a power in my body that just, like, I believe that fully. It's like a full body belief and a power that we are resilient, that I am resilient, and that, of course, there are hard times right now and ahead of us. But those times in the past have proven to me that we're going to get through this better. Yeah. Okay.
Donna, was there a prompt for you that triggered that set of thoughts, and then looking back and trying to find the patterns?
Yeah, man, I think I was running the staircase here in my apartment building, which it's a new practice where I go to there's like 10 stories, and I'll run from the basement to the top as fast as I can. I'll do that 5 times. And for some reason, something popped up in my head about, man, it seems like we have one of these catastrophic events every decade now. I mean, we have plenty of other things that are happening regularly, but like this kind of like big impact every decade. And I was like, but this is the next thing. And we figured out a way to rebuild ourselves, to thrive on the back end of that. And I've also been like actually diving into some of the catastrophic events of human history. I'm watching Band of Brothers on HBO, which I've never seen, which is like about the, World War II, and like a 10-part series by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks. And I've picked up Man's Search for Meaning, which is also about like the Holocaust, intertwined. And I'm just looking for these periods of time where the world seemed to be ending, and like we've gotten better and stronger as a result, not without a lot of devastation and destruction, but we've always gotten better. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the prompt, man, was for me just kind of looking at these periods of time that we seem to go through, that seem to shock us, that we seem to resist, like it shouldn't be happening, and we would love for it not to. But I have a sense of appreciation for like how resilient we are as a collective species here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of gratitude in that pattern. There's some proof in the pudding there.
Last question, brother, and this one's going to be for you. Who do you have appreciation for that you don't typically express that appreciation for?
Mm-hmm.
Who do you have appreciation for that you don't often express that appreciation for?
Yeah, I feel like it's so easy to say, well, I appreciate my partner Becca because we live together and she's awesome, or my mom, or Dominic, or my friends in Brooklyn or Chicago or whatever. But who comes to mind for me for who I don't often express appreciation for is my dad. And I feel sometimes I almost rail against, or have not, well, maybe negative feelings is the right thing to say, but it's almost like a constant like tension. There's a tension, I think, that doesn't allow for appreciation. And right now I'd like to express appreciation for him and how he's really shown up through this coronavirus time, and how I've seen him tap into his feelings and how he's expressed that to me, and in that way has led me. He sent me a long text message the other day, which he's not usually a long texter. And he said something he really appreciates about me is my big heart. And that's something that he's always seen in me.
Wow.
And that's something that I tried to kill for a long time because I wanted to be tough. And I thought tough was the right answer. And so it was really cool to hear his reflection that he's seen that big heartedness in me for a really long time. And it made me feel really sturdy in that does exist. It's not something that I have to try for. It's there.
Yeah.
And so my gratitude is for him giving me that reflection and that gift of how he sees me.
Beautiful, dude. What are you feeling in your body right now as you're expressing that?
Oh, I'm feeling a core, almost like a ball of energy just above my stomach, and I feel it radiating out to both my legs and my arms.
Nice.
Yeah, I feel it pulsing.
Cool. And would you be game for expressing this directly to your father?
Oof. Yeah.
What are you feeling now?
Are we editing this podcast, or is this one of those unedited ones?
This is straight to upload, bro.
Oh boy. Okay. Dad, I appreciate you so much for sending that text. Sometimes I don't know how you feel about me, and I feel like our interactions are more like status reports, more like, let's talk about, are you surviving, whether corona or no corona? And it was so cool that in a time like this, that it wasn't just hunkering down and status reporting and get through the next thing and distraction. It felt like you've seen me since I was born, and are one of very few people on earth that could see a theme in me from that day to today. And to express that makes me feel really sturdy and makes me feel loved and seen. And I really appreciate that you did that. Thank you. And I love you.
Wow, man. Nice. That was a first.
Oh, we're still
on this
here,
podcast.
huh?
Yeah, we're still recording.
Wow. Okay.
Mr. Stacy, well done, man. You made my boy feel really seen today. I think that was really special what you demonstrated here, man. I don't know if Mr. Stacy is a regular listener to the Great Man Within podcast, but you might want to send this episode to him, bud.
Sounds good.
Yeah, this was a great conversation, man. So the 3 prompts again that you can use for yourself and maybe like with your family or someone that you care about this weekend. Number 1, how can you express gratitude towards yourself for how you showed up this week? Number 2, visit a dark time where you came out stronger and express appreciation for yourself for that. And then number 3, who do you have appreciation for that you don't typically express appreciation for? And Bryan just modeled that beautifully. So until next time, keep living the great man within you.